and welcome to my show, Gamer Sleuth. We're going to be playing today in a game called Lucid9. For the visual novels, I'm going to try and, as of right now, just not going to do overlays because my computer's not, it can't take it at that moment. So we're just not going to do an overlay today. Since this is a horror visual novel anyway, I thought just voicing it would make it even more interactive / scary anyway. So let's get started. I step back to examine my masterpiece. Perfect. My favorite color. I've always loved red. It's different, brilliant, vibrant, unusual, a happy anomaly, just like me. Red isn't much for nature, really only shows up in autumn, and even then, it's a dreary rust or a nauseating cherry. And we just can't have that, not when it deserves so much more. A whispering breeze filters through my thoughts, brushing against my skin with icy fingers. I allow myself a moment to pause, to relish, to admire, to welcome the fresh scent of freedom. This is what I live for. When I open my eyes, I spot a frail leaf dancing upon the backbone of the passing wind, afflicting the world with its appalling shade of asparagus. I pluck it from its branch within the edges of my stained fingernails. Disgusting. How could anyone enjoy this color? Eludes me. A soft groan redirects my attention to my waiting masterpiece. It's lovely, really. Spread across the ground, face contorted with fear, twitching, cold fingers clutching at empty air. Not my best work, unfortunately. The canvas died much quicker than I had originally expected, even when I tried to carve it a bit slower. Well, no matter. Today it shall be a palette for my paint. I make quick work of my new palette's chest, ignoring the twitching of post-mortem reflexes from its mutilated kneecaps. The sweet color of red turns crimson, pure scarlet slinks down its pallid's abdomen, licking at the blossoming turf below. I dip my fingers into the settling pool of blood. It's warm, sticky like syrup or settling gelatin. The sweet scent wafts to my nostrils. Ah, it smells of iron, rust, of all things sharp and beautiful. Now, a new canvas. I check my surroundings, evaluating the surfaces and textures and sizes and shapes of every object in sight. None are quite so satisfactory as human skin with its elasticity, its porous absorption, its innately warm tint. But a substitute is required, so a substitute I must find. Presently I realize I'm still holding that eyesore of a leaf in my hand. Well, I suppose it will have to do. In one bold, fluid stroke, I swipe my paint across the leaf, the very essence of Van Gogh himself. And, yes, dear Vincent, the man cut off his own ear to send a message when words didn't just suffice. I always admired his style. I take a moment to appreciate the leaf's newfound radiance before searching for a proper display. Something like this deserves to be exhibited. I hang my canvas back on its branch. That's better. If only there was more of this color in the world. The unexpected interlude of my phone drives me out of my thoughts. The irritating thing just loves to ruin the climax. Yes? Is it done? You're always in such a rush. Well, yes, it's done. I was having a moment. There's more where that came from. You interrupted me. You're the one who wanted to know when it was finished. A thrill leaps through my veins as my lips pull into a tenuous smile. Well, is it? Same time, same place as usual. You know the drill. I nearly clap my hands, but master myself for one final word. Understood. I cut the transmission and eagerly withdraw a small bottle from within my jacket. Only one pill left, but no matter. I'll be getting more soon enough. I pop the final capsule into my mouth, puncturing its skin with my teeth and rolling the bitter gel over my tongue. Now this is life. As a wave of euphoria sweeps over me, I turn from my hand to your work, strolling out of the meadow. Today's fun's over. Tomorrow will hold just as many pleasures. Teacher. Ma? Yama Ishimoto! Huh? I sluggishly pull my head upward, fixing my eyes on the woman at the front of the classroom. Are you even listening? I hired an instinctive smirk. Technically, no. I've always found napping more appealing than relearning history that's been drilled into me since age 6. Not that I actually say that. In all honesty, this teacher doesn't deserve that kind of callous response. Yes, ma'am. Perfect. Summarize the whole section we've been reviewing. History of Isamu, our glorious metropolis, beginning 2080. Easy. Life was really boring for a while. We weren't in debt, we weren't at war, we were basically doing nothing interesting. The teacher's lips purse into a thin line as the classroom erupts into snickers. I feel the slightest tinge of regret and rain in my sarcasm. Then in 2007, America entered a debt crisis that caused a worldwide financial crash. Japan was one of the first countries most affected by this, while second to China. And why might that be? Because we were dumb about who we partnered with. She taps her fingers impatiently on her desk, her eyes narrowing into slits. Well, she asked me to summarize the chapter. She didn't ask me how. Anyway, our glorious government didn't handle the situation so hot, so we had a lovely depression with all-time highs of unemployment and crime. Lovely depression with all-time highs of unemployment and crime. Good effort. Gold star. Teachers waves her hand as the class roars with laughter. Right, that's enough. I'll be needing to talk with you after class about your attitude, young man. In other news, grass is green. Elizabeth, perhaps you can salvage this explanation. She gestures a few seats to my right, where my lavender-haired classmate sits, her spine as straight as a ruler. I feel a curdle of distaste in the pit of my stomach as I look against my own chair. Of course, Elizabeth O'Shiro, classic valedictorian, school poster child, and the area's golden girl. Nap time. I settled my head in my arms as Elizabeth leaps to her feet, smiling warmly. Certainly, during this time, Japan fell into chaos. Public demonstrations, often violent, occurred almost every day. Furthermore, political scandals regarding the national government kept spreading. Teacher relaxes at Elizabeth's textbook recitation. She even shoots a quick glare in my direction, as if to say, "See? Why can't you be like Elizabeth?" Eventually, political powers became more effective than the centralized administration, hence why Isamu operates as smoothly as it does. Yes, thanks to the mayor's effort. Perfectly done, Elizabeth. Elizabeth smiles primly and settles back into her seat, fixing her eyes on me with a challenging disapproval. I only shrug my shoulders, sending her an easy smirk. Oh, beautiful and brainy. She might be worthy enough to make my list. I glance to my left, just in time to catch another classmate, Yahiku Ikari, winking conspicuously at Elizabeth. She clearly ignores him. Well, that's Yahiku for you. I can't remember the day when he hasn't tried to flirt with some girl or another, nor can I remember a day where he wasn't flat out rejected. Technically, he's a former roommate, which makes him my friend of 2 years. How close of a friend? Well, that's up for debate. Huh? She managed to deflect my charms. I wonder how. Me too. No one can resist the Ikuara. Iku! Yahiku clamps his mouth shut at the teacher's strident command. She leans heavily against her desk, massaging her temples with her fingers. All right, class. Thanks to Elizabeth, we've seen where we come from. I'm sure you're all wondering what's the point of this history recap was. Not really. No. We must study the past to understand the future. As such, it's imperative that the next topic be taken seriously. So, where do you all see yourself 10 years from now? I'm barely able to stifle a snort. It's only the second day of school? Sure, this is a third-year class. Sure, we're preparing for the college entrance exams. Does that mean we have to know exactly what we want to do for the rest of our lives? The teacher pointedly looks at me, hard glint in her eye. Yama Ishimoto, perhaps you'd like to get us started. I'm tempted to say, no thank you, but that'd be pretty rude. I'll manage my parents' restaurant, I guess. The teacher's lips tighten ever so slightly. I know what she's thinking. No passion, no ambition, he will be a failure, this one. It'll pay the bills. What more can I ask for? Really, dude? Out of anything you could have picked, you picked the restaurant manager? Well, what would you suggest? Add a branch more, dude, like women and cars. He criticizes me for my lack of imagination. Come on, it's 10 years. Anything can happen. The teacher shoots him a disapproving glare as his voice raises dramatically in volume. Iku, thank you for volunteering. Where do you see yourself in 10 years? Iku beams, and I feel a sudden sense of dread. Here goes his dream, the one that I've heard no less than 200 times before. I'll teach. I see myself with a Ferrari F500 under one arm, a Lamborghini Aventador 700-4 under the other, and a lot of beautiful women in between, fighting the honorable privilege of bearing my children. Oh dear. Okay, I'm gonna stop here. It's getting kind of late, and I should stop. Okay, I'll see you guys later, and we'll finish this up in the next video. Bye-bye.